I don't know. I don't. That's an equation I don't know because people are always supposed to be trying to get rid of the system of white supremacy, but not just get rid of the system of white supremacy. They're supposed to be in the process of doing that every step of the way of producing a product called justice. Justice meaning, according to the compensatory definition, one that I had to make up because there's no official definition or legal definition for the word justice, I have been told. So I said justice is guaranteeing that no person is mistreated. That's part one. And part two, guaranteeing that the person that needs help the most gets the most constructive help. And that's whether on a grand scale or in everything that people do every day. That should be kept in mind. Is anybody being mistreated? Anybody at all being mistreated? That should be the question. And the second question is the person that needs help the most getting that help? That should be the question that everybody on the planet, when they wake up in the morning, ask themselves, look around at the nearest person to you and ask, is anybody here, anybody that I'm looking at, anybody that I'm thinking about being mistreated? Is anybody getting the help that they need? The person that needs help the most, because all people need help of some kind. All people on the planet, all day long, they need help of some kind. Even if the help is just something like, help me to lift this wash tub, help me to find my way to the bus station, help me to do this, help me to do that. So you always look around for the person that needs the most help and start with that person. That would be a just world. If you have anything less than that, you don't have a world of justice. So that should be the objective. It's not just a matter of getting rid of things, like white supremacy should be gotten rid of because it's an evil system where you mistreat people based on color. That's what white supremacy is. So you get rid of that system, but you replace it with justice, meaning guaranteeing that no person is mistreated and guaranteeing that the person that needs help the most gets the most constructive help. So if people who call themselves Chinese are going among the African people, that should be kept in mind. What are you here for? Because you can't mistreat anybody now. You can't come in and mistreat anybody. And you have to look around and see if you can help the people who need help the most, even as you help yourself, because you have to help yourself in order to help others. By weakening the power of the white supremacists, because the white supremacists are the biggest show on earth right now, and has been as far back as anybody who's breathing now can remember. We've had a system of white supremacy. It's only been the system of white supremacy that's been on this planet as far back as anybody who is breathing on this planet now can remember. There's only been one government, not several governments, not big government and little government. It's actually been just one government, and that's the government of the system of white supremacy, which means a government that's designed to mistreat non-white people to the benefit of people who are classified as non-white. That's the only government that's been on this planet. And now that government has been threatened all the time, all along, by people every now and then. But so far, no one has been successful in threatening that government successfully. That's the strongest political system and the strongest religious system that the world has ever known. Mm-hmm. But the system has accomplished a lot as far as material things are concerned. But in the process, it's destroyed millions and millions and billions of people. If the people who call themselves Indians and the people who call themselves Chinese do not keep in focus one concept, not many, not greater power to India, not greater power to China, just in abstract, because we are Chinese, we want power, or because we are Indians, we want power. No, only the power of justice. That's got to be the focus of every person who is breathing on the planet. That's the only purpose That's the only reason for breathing. That's the only reason for being here, is to establish a universal system of justice, meaning guaranteeing that no person is mistreated and guaranteeing that the person that needs help the most gets the most constructive help 24/7, every day, all day. That should be on people's minds as they go about doing whatever they're doing. If they're off track from doing just that, then what you have is just more of the same with another face on it. And that's not what we want. That's why justice is the thing that should be the focus. Not just getting rid of all of the evils of the world. You have to replace the evils of the world, or you're not replacing the evils of the world. So you replace them with what? The most logical thing. A thing called justice, because that's the thing that's never been produced by anybody. Absolutely not. What would that make? What kind of sense does that make? Because all you're doing is just saying that we're going to switch colors and still mistreat people. The idea that everybody should have, right from the first grade and even before then, in school, is that you're here on this planet for one purpose, no other purpose except to produce justice. Guarantee that no person is mistreated, and guarantee that the person that needs help the most gets the most constructive help. And you start by just ingraining that in people on a day-to-day basis. I mean, the person standing next to you, is this person being mistreated? Are you being mistreated? And then everybody pay attention to that. Mm-hmm. Is there anybody here being mistreated? Mm-hmm. Is there anybody here who needs help? If there's 10 people in a room, you will look around that room and say, now everybody in this room needs some kind of help. But we're going to start with the person who needs the most help. Now let's everybody just lay out whatever it is, that the help that you need, and we're going to start with the person by the numbers who needs help the most.
Who needs help the most.
And then work back to number one person, who would be the person that needs the least help, the person with the least problems. And then you do that. You use that formula everywhere. That should be taught everywhere, in every school, whether it's in Indonesia, whether it's in Brazil, whether it's in Cincinnati, Ohio, wherever it is. That should be what everybody wakes up with in their minds every time they breathe, because that's the only reason for breathing. If we have been given breath in our bodies by our Creator,